back at it for another exciting day of local broadcast television. We're live here from Studio 7 here in downtown Wenatchee. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley is back on the air on this 10th day of December. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. We got a significant change in the weather. The forecast has been modified since the last time you and I saw each other. Just about 24 hours ago, we could be in for a little bit of snow tonight, spilling into Wednesday morning. It's a very fast-moving front. We're not looking for any significant snowfall, but could make the Wednesday morning commute a little on the interesting side. If you've been out and about already today, you've noticed that the Public Works Department, at least for the city of Wenatchee, has laid down, I don't know, what do you call it, the brine, the goop, whatever it's called, the stuff that's designed to keep the snow from sticking to the roadway. And it doesn't take a lot of snow, of course, to make things a little on that kind of side. Very important forecast details are coming up. It's 28 degrees, overcast skies right now, a little breezy at times. It feels winter-like, even though we're not there. Winter is still 11 days away. So forecast details are coming up. We'll also take you up to the major mountain passes. We got your latest headlines for this Tuesday morning. Some sports to talk about, as well as the winter sports season is now in full gear, because the fall sports season, of course, wrapped up on Saturday with the state football championships, and now we're into the winter sports prep season. Midas time fly. Plus the obscure holiday. Mike McKnight's got an opinion for you. We've got some celebrity birthdays today in history, and also a friendly reminder about the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. In our conversation portion in the back half of the hour, they came by and paid me a visit yesterday. Two of my favorite members of the Wenatchee AppleSox front office staff, the general manager, Ken Osborne, and the assistant general manager, Allie, Schank, paid me a visit. Love to talk AppleSox baseball, even though it's December, but that's cool. If you got some AppleSox fans on your list, they got some great gift ideas, and we'll talk about the upcoming 2020 season for the AppleSox. We'll be enjoying that conversation. I know I did. That'll come your way in the back half of the hour. A couple minutes already down the roadway to take you around the valley with our Valley View cameras. And once again, we're going to start out with our camera, one of our two cameras that we have located on the roof of the Cascadian Hotel, and that is looking down towards the Pybus Public Market and the Hilton Garden Inn. Went to lunch yesterday. Went to lunch out on North Wenatchee Avenue, Captain Wagner and myself. And Chipotle opened yesterday, and it was packed. And it was right past the noon hour. I think we drove by Chipotle about, 7 or 8 minutes after 12 noon, and they were lined up outside the door. So Chipotle is officially in business. Good luck to them. And good morning to all of our friends in that area around the Pybus Public Market and the Hilton Garden Inn. Camera 2, where are we off to, Megan? We're going to stick downtown Wenatchee. That's what we're going to do. We're paying a visit to, we're pointing that camera. It's our other camera that's located on the roof of the Cascadian. That is pointed south down Wenatchee Avenue. I love the lights that they hung a few weeks ago, those LED lights that they have hung over downtown Wenatchee, the core of downtown Wenatchee. That's a cool view. I like that. And it's a nice it adds a little bit more to the festive mood of the holiday season. Are we going to have a white Christmas? We don't know. It's just too far out. It's a possibility. It's always a possibility. Whether we're going to have a white Christmas or not, we don't really know yet. You're going to have to wait for another 10 days or so as we get closer and closer to the big holiday. Camera number 3. Let me look. That's above the cloud cover. I'm tempted to say Billy Goat. Hey, it is Billy Goat. Thank you, Megan. Good work there. That's pretty cool. I like that. Somewhere down there, of course, Pateras, Brewster, Bridgeport, the Alta Lake area, and the Medhow Valley. Oh, by the way, before I forget, that burn ban, that stage 1 burn ban that was issued by the Department of Ecology, they're going to let that expire at 8 o'clock this morning. It was supposed to last until tomorrow. They said not really going to be an issue anymore. The air quality is going to be just fine, so you can resume your outdoor burning starting at 8 o'clock this morning. Finally, camera number 4. Or have we already gone to all the, and there's some snow. I saw this earlier today, about an hour ago. I popped into the control room and I looked at that camera. It was coming down pretty good. It's not coming down as hard right now. I just don't know where it's at, Megan. Oh, that's the Valley High camera looking down. That's on the way up to Blewett Pass. Good morning, Valley High. How did the Valley High football team do this year? Do we know? I can't remember. So it's snowing lightly. It was snowing a little bit harder about an hour ago on the Valley View area. But right now, Blewett Pass is fine. In fact, all the passes, no advisories, no restrictions. Sunrise this morning at 7:37. Sunset tonight will be at 4:10. I should say this afternoon, really. That's 8 hours and 33 minutes of daylight. And again, the winter solstice is 11 days away, and the days will slowly be getting longer. But as I mentioned at the very top of the broadcast, we are in for some change in the weather. No significant accumulation of snow. The weather system that's going to pay us a visit is moving too fast for that to happen. From Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, they give your home a hug. National Weather Service says, here's what we're looking at. There you go. Kind of another day of fog and low clouds. There's the van. I love how that van pulls in. That's kind of cool. Now, later on today, things get kind of interesting. We could have some rain about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Then a rain-snow mix is a distinct possibility between about 5 o'clock this afternoon until about 9 o'clock tonight. It could switch over to a little bit of light snow. Anything that we get is not going to be much at all, just a little skiff of light snow. The snow level is going to be about 1,000 feet, but it's going to go up to about 1,800 feet this afternoon. Also some fog and some clouds will top off at about 35 degrees. Rain and snow tonight, and it's going to switch over to all snow in the overnight hours tonight. This is the system I'm talking about. It's a fast-moving wave of action, so it doesn't mean no major snow accumulations, no more than really a couple of inches in the mountains and just a trace of inch here on the valley floor, a trace to an inch, I should say, here on the valley floor. But it could make Wednesday morning's commute kind of interesting because we have about a 70% chance of about a half an inch of snow coming down overnight tonight into Wednesday. The snow level goes back up to about 2,300 feet on Wednesday afternoon. We look fairly dry, maybe a tenth of an inch of snow possible during the day on Wednesday. We'll top off at 36. Cloudy, about a 60% chance of very light snow on Wednesday night into Thursday. Then we warm up. Look at Thursday. Whatever snow we get is going to be gone. I mean, long gone by Thursday, if it even happens at all. Thursday night, slight chance of a rain-snow mix. Don't bet on it. About 30% chance, so we're not expecting any snow accumulation Thursday night. Friday, again, slight chance of rain, slight chance of snow. But as you can see, we'll have some sunshine later on in the afternoon, and we'll be warming up to temperatures well above normal. Again, the best chance of snow today during the day today is between 5 and 9, then it tapers off, and then overnight tonight into Wednesday morning, we could get around an inch of snow here in the Wenatchee Valley. I have a couple of slides to show you. So we're looking at, again, Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. A couple of inches of snow is a lot of snow. We're probably not going to get that. It's up to 2 inches here in the Wenatchee Valley. If we get an inch, that's more than they're expecting. They're thinking no more than maybe a half an inch of snow overnight tonight into Wednesday morning. So we could be in for a very slick commute tomorrow morning. And as we know by now, it doesn't take a lot of snow to make things slippery. There's your mountain pass travel impact, and it is going to be a very treacherous drive through the Cascades come Thursday and Friday. They're expecting a significant amount of snow. Right now, they're okay, but that's going to change. We'll take you to the passes here in just a couple of minutes. So there you go. A little bit of rain and then a rain-snow mixed late in the afternoon and the early evening hours, and then it switches over to just plain snow overnight into Wednesday, but we're not going to get a lot of snow, just enough to make tomorrow morning's commute a little on the slippery side is a distinct possibility. All right, let's take you up to the major mountain passes where things are fine right now. There are no advisories or restrictions across the board. We'll start out with I-90, live shot of Snoqualmie Pass. No advisories, no restrictions, clear skies, and it's no problems at all. Same deal with Stevens. The roadway is bare and wet. You'll find some patches of frost and ice in places on US 2 Stevens. A little foggy at times. There you go. And then finally on Blewett Pass, no advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and dry, some frost and ice in places, a few scattered clouds. They're going to get maybe an inch of snow in the mountain passes today. For tonight, 1, 2 to 3 inches of snow possible for tonight. And then on Wednesday, maybe another inch of snow, but the things really change. You saw that graphic. Wednesday night into Thursday. Wednesday night, 4 to 8 inches of snow, depending on what pass you take and the elevation of that particular pass. That's Wednesday night. And then Thursday, an additional 4 to 8 inches of snow. So they have increased the snow amount the National Weather Service has for the mountain passes. So 4 to 8 inches of snow Wednesday night, an additional 4 to 8 inches of snow is distinctly possible on Thursday. And then an additional 4 to 8 inches of snow Thursday night into Friday. So starting Wednesday night and going all the way through Friday, you will find difficult driving conditions. Be forewarned. 10 minutes after the hour, we are going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Tuesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 8 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
Winter is here, and CVCH wants to give your child a free sled to help them stay active. This January, plan to join us for a free event for the whole family. Free sleds, hot chocolate, and fun. For complete details, visit the CVCH Facebook page or check us out at cvchchillout.com.
Hi, I'm Eric Grandstrom with the NCW Live Channel.
And I'm Brent Rose with Country 104.7 KKRV.
It's that time of year again.
The third annual Les Schwab Community Toy Drive.
Christmas will be here before you know it, and a lot of kids in our valley will go without if we don't help.
You can help by stopping at Hooked on Toys and picking up a gift tag off the tree.
Buy the gift and drop it there or any of our sponsor locations.
Thank you for helping kids in our valley have a Merry Christmas.
With the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive.
11 minutes after the hour, we have overcast and foggy conditions, about 29 degrees outside of our studios. Cloudy and foggy all day today. We'll top off about 35 or 36. Rain, snow mix late this afternoon into the early evening hours, and then snow, but just a little bit of snow. No more than an inch of snow expected overnight into early Wednesday morning, but we could have a very slick commute on Wednesday morning. Here's what's making headlines. The Chelan County jury acquitted a King County man last week of stealing a gun and threatening his fellow vacationers at a rental home near Leavenworth. Andrew Mark Ryback was one of 10 people who rented a Coles Corner house. This happened last Memorial Day weekend. Now, while he was there, his fellow renters accused him of stealing one of their handguns and threatening to burn the house down. Another renter briefly held Ryback at gunpoint in the confrontation. He was found not guilty Thursday of a firearm theft and harassment, but he was convicted on a charge of jumping bail for missing a court date. That conviction could carry a 1 to 3 month jail sentence. Local law enforcement officials say Mexican cartels are becoming more sophisticated in their trafficking of narcotics, which is fueling an upsurge in addiction. In a recent interview with our special news correspondent Steve Hare, the sheriff of Chelan County, Brian Burnett, and the sheriff of Douglas County, Kevin Morris, explained how that poses a challenge to the Columbia River Drug Task Force.
To what level are Mexican cartels involved in the trafficking of drugs in our area?
I would say across the board. I mean, obviously, some of them are prescription related, like Sheriff Morris talked about. But again, when you talk about the illegal drugs, methamphetamines from even marijuana and different marijuana-based type of things, to cocaine and heroin and all of those type of things that we see here on a regular basis, and even some manufactured pills as well, it's a big deal. And it's big business. They're organized. They know what they're doing. They plan ahead for profit loss, that type of thing. They're not banking on just one delivery. They're not banking on one marijuana grow. They're doing multiple things. It's calculated, and they're using technology, and they're pushing drugs where they believe they can make money, and it has to do with laundering money as well. Mm-hmm.
So they're actually operating in Chelan and Douglas County?
Oh, they're operating all over the world.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They literally have like he said, a business plan. They do have a business model for it's that big of an organization.
How do you track them? How do you track them? I mean, especially in today's world with, Washington State's new sanctuary law, that really kind of ties your hands to a certain extent, doesn't it? And tracking some of these individuals?
Partnerships. The task force works with the DEA. It works with national or federal agencies. You have to, because like the sheriff said, it's nationally. It crosses state lines. And so we do our part in our local area with the task force and work with the national level, and so we help with the eyes and the hands-on locally, but we have to partner, have to work with these folks to make sure that we're getting the complete picture and we're helping them do their job as well.
The two sheriffs appeared recently at the NCW Life studios to discuss the current state of narcotics-related crime and the Douglas County's recent decision to rejoin the Columbia River Drug Task Force. Well, thanks to a bill passed by the Washington State Legislature earlier in the year, big changes are coming to how you have to secure your kids' in your vehicle. Starting January 1st, children ages 2 and younger must ride in a rear-facing car seat, and children 2 to 4 years old must be in a car seat with a harness. The part of the new law that has gotten the most attention is a requirement that all kids over the age of 4 must ride in a booster seat until they are at least 4 feet 9 inches tall. That means booster seats for a lot of middle school age students, even for some high schoolers. Currently, only children under the age of 8 are required to use a car seat or a booster seat. There is also a provision that all children ages 13 years and younger must ride in the back seat of your car. Washington's new laws will be among the strictest in the nation. Well, the second weekend of the 2019 Les Schwab Community Toy Drive is a done deal. Our very own Eric Granstrom, who's a major part of the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive, tells us they're off to a good start, but what's really needed this year and is often overlooked are gifts for older children.
Along with Kirk and Brent, I'm Eric and Kirk Mosier. Let's talk about where we are with the toy drive so far. We're a couple of weeks in. It's been a good start, but we still need more, right?
Yeah, it's been a great start so far. I mean, the community is generous as always, like they've been the last 3 years or 2 years that we've had this. You know, this is our third annual, and you know, the thing that we're probably needing the most right now is gifts for teenagers. You know, gift cards, things like that. This year we've got a large amount of teenagers that we didn't have last year.
Let's talk about that, Brent. How do we know we have teenagers? For those that aren't familiar with how this whole toy drive works.
You know, we rely on the groups that serve these families, and they know where these kids are, and that's one of the biggest helps I think that we've had as a group. We've been able to work with these organizations like CHS and CASA, and they really have their finger on where these families come from, and they're able to help us come up with that info.
Now, yesterday we were out, of course, at Sangster Motors for the bike build. That went off fantastically. In fact, let's take a look at what happened yesterday.
It's the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive at Sangster Motors. Woo!
Why do the Sangsters and why do you guys support this community so much?
Well, it's just it's important for the less that can't get things like this, you know, and Kurt came to us 3 years ago, and this is just super important to get back. Dad's taught us that a long time ago, and that's what we're going to continue to do, I mean, without a doubt. And thanks to Ace and Olivella for everything that they did, because without them, I mean, it was NASCAR fast today. It was good.
It was something else.
It was good. Guys, we appreciate that.
So the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive continues, and your help is definitely needed. We appreciate it so far. And we're here with Katie, and Katie is with Works, and Works has an annual event that they do that now is in support of the Toy Drive. Tell us more about Fun Ugly Sweater Run.
So we do an ugly sweater run, and what we do rather than charging an entry fee is we just want people to bring maybe $10, $15, a great toy that we can donate, and everything goes right to the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive.
So it doesn't happen without the involvement of the partnerships like Katie and Works.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we have Works. They've been on board with us since the beginning, and Katie's a huge part of our Les Schwab Community Toy Drive as far as donating her time and donating, really basically showing us a lot of how to fundraise. Absolutely. So she's been fantastic. Yeah.
Also, thanks to not to Les Schwab, of course, but also to Walmart. We were out there yesterday for the diaper drive.
You get to keep the righted piece, and I want the other piece.
Okay. Thank you so much for your donation today. We appreciate it. So again, thanks to Walmart for that matching grant to be able to put diapers. And really, Kirk, we've learned this from our organizations with which we work, that when mom and dad are having to choose between paying rent and paying bills and keeping the power on and getting diapers, I mean, to get those diapers for free makes a huge difference.
Oh, the part of the diaper drive and Walmart being a partner with us and helping us provide diapers for kids that need them. I mean, you know, we look at the toy drive and we think about toys. You know, there's a lot of necessities that people need as well, and diapers are just one of them.
Kirk Mosier with Les Schwab, Brett Rose with Country 104.7 KKRV, and I'm Eric Granstrom with the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. It continues. Find us on Facebook and also check out our new website, lstoydrive.org. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Eric. We appreciate it. We'll talk more about the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive before this program is over. And one last friendly reminder, the Stage 1 burn ban that was put in effect on Sunday by the Washington State Department of Ecology will expire at 8 o'clock this morning, so you're good to go there. That's what's making headlines on this Tuesday. The news crew will be back at it again, gathering news for tonight's evening news with our anchor, Grant Olson, with the preview. Here's the man himself.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, an update on what's happening in Douglas County from Commissioner Kyle Steinberg. A graduation rates for high school seniors in Washington State is at an all-time high. I'll have your wet and mild North Central Washington weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom will stop by with all the day's sports action. That and much more coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. Hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. We'd love to hear from you, our viewers. We try to give you as many tools as there is available in this technologically driven world that we live in. We have a Facebook page. Drop by our Facebook page. Say hi. Drop us a line. Drop us a message. We'd love to hear from you. We have a lot of likes on our Facebook page. It's like 7 or something. I can't remember. Pick up the telephone and give us a call at the number you see at the bottom of your screen. You can email us, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com, or if you go to our website, ncwlife.com, we have all of our shows archived, our newscasts, sporting events, special programs that we've aired over the few years that we've been around. You can check that out, and while you're there, contact us. There's a contact us icon at the upper right-hand corner of the screen. 21 minutes after the hour, overcast, 28 degrees. Going to come back with sports. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jake Carpenter, Vice President of Investor Relations for Equilus Group Incorporated and Equilus Capital Partners. We deliver solutions to challenges like how to use your retirement accounts to safely access income-producing real estate to avoid market risk, and how to defer capital gains tax without using a 1031 exchange. Discover your real estate and investment potential at Equilus. Call me today at 509-460-8700.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Club Crow is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow Saturday nights. We have live bands to rock the night away. Club Crow is bringing comedy to Cashmere. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming dates. Live jam session first Sunday of every month. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Welcome back. 23 minutes after the hour. Let's do sports. If Wenatchee and Eastmont want to work their way back to the top of the Big Nine bowling standings, the Panthers have to win today. They need to come up big at Eastmont Lanes. That's because Wenatchee will host the current leader of the Columbia Basin Big Nine. That's Eisenhower at 2 o'clock today. The Cadets are off to a 4-0 start in league play. They're 6-0 overall. The Panthers are a game and a half back, 3-2, tied with Eastmont for third place. Meanwhile, the Eastmont is hosting a non-league match against Ellensburg at Eastmont Lanes. That also begins at 2 o'clock. Moses Lake is currently in second place. They'll host Davis this afternoon at 3:30 at Lake Bowl. The Chiefs are 3-1 in Big Nine play. The Pirates are 1-4. Prep basketball cranks up big time tonight. A lot of games on the calendar. We'll do things chronologically. The girls, ladies first, you know. Moses Lake plays at Kamiakin tonight at 5:45. That's the same start time for Cascade hosting a Caribou Trail League game with Okanagan. In the CWAC, Ephrata travels to Connell, and Quincy's on the road at Wahluke. That gets going at 6. In B basketball, Manson visits Soap Lake at 6, and the Waterville Mansfield girls will try to remain unbeaten at home against Libertyville at 6:30. Boys play tonight. Moses Lake has a long road trip. They're heading to Post Falls, Idaho. They'll get going at 7 o'clock. Cascade will tip it up with Okanagan in Leavenworth at 7:15. In the Central Washington Athletic Conference, Ephrata's at Connell. Quincy's at Wahluke. That's 7:30. And for the boys, a 7:30 start for Manson and Soap Lake, and at 8 o'clock, a late start for Waterville Mansfield and Libertyville. We're going to wet your whistle for some winter sports with some throwback broadcasts this week on the NCW Life channel. Tonight, we got the Wenatchee and Eastmont girls basketball game from back in January at 7 o'clock. Hockey night Thursday features the Penticton versus Wenatchee Wild game from last Wednesday at the Town Toyota Center. Friday night's broadcast is the Wenatchee and Eastmont boys game from last January. Then on Saturday, we'll have Eastmont and Wenatchee girls bowling at 2, followed by Davis and Eastmont boys basketball from last January. We'll have that for you Saturday at 7. Well, Seahawks coach Pete Carroll delivered the news that Seattle fans feared following Sunday's loss to the Rams. Yeah, Rashad Penny is out for the rest of the year. Penny he's out for the rest of the season, as a matter of fact.
The docs could tell he had a pretty, like I said, a significant knee injury, and we'll know more. We'll let you know when we have the info. you know, he has had a big impact the last few weeks, and we've really liked his contribution. And so, you know, you miss him. You know, in a guy like that, you just don't replace it. You go to the next guy, and he brings what he has. But you know, and he had explosive play, you know, when he got hurt. So, you know, unfortunately, we missed him, and we're going to miss him the rest of the season. And have been really excited about him turning the corner and really taking hold of this thing and contributing in a big way. So we'll you know, CJ will step into that role, and Homer will help out, and we'll see how those guys can do.
Penny had 370 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns so far this year for Seattle, the longest being a 58-yard score against Philadelphia. One of the biggest midseason acquisitions in recent memory, safety Quandre Diggs. He's playing pretty good football since joining the Seahawks. He's had 3 interceptions, including one that he returned, 55 yards for a touchdown last Sunday night against the LA Rams. Coach Carroll says Diggs is the complete package.
I think he's really a good player, you know, and not only that, he's really smart, and so he can make sense of a new system and new people that he's working with and expectations and all of that. I even watched him kind of come in kind of conservatively in the first week, you know, and just take care of business and just get through the game and, you know, and be sound in the game plan. And I went to him and said, you know, okay, come on, I know you can do that now. Let's get back to your game and start using your background and your ability to read stuff and you know, let's go. I trust you, you know, and I didn't have to. He was, I think, trying to earn trust and feel comfortable and making sure he was coming through for his teammates and all that. And he's just active. I mean, to make the play that he made and to make it look so easy, you know, he's just been there before. He's been through it, and you could just tell it was not a hard play for him. He did it just right. They threw him the football. He put it in the end zone, you know, and so I just think he's a really good ball player, and I think that's why it showed up so soon.
Despite the loss to LA on Sunday, Coach Carroll and the team are already focusing on the next task at hand, and that's going to Carolina on Sunday.
Regardless of what would have happened last night, we had to do the exact same thing we have to do this week, you know, so, and the next week and the next week. And so, you know, we're fortunate to be in that position. You know, we're not waiting on anybody else. And you know, we've kind of been in this situation before, and we've gotten through it, and I'm hoping we can do this again. But again, it goes back to the discipline of staying focused on what's right at hand. The 3 games we can't do anything about, but the 1 game we can, and so that's what we need to really zero in on.
At 10-3, the Seahawks can still win their division, the NFC West. That's not an issue. They can also lock down a number 1 seed in the playoffs out of the NFC, but they got the win the rest of their games, and that starts Sunday against Carolina. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Tuesday at 28 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday of the day today. Happy birthday to Melville Dewey, the inventor of the Dewey Decimal System. Of course, it's the way to find what book you're looking for in the library. It's especially handy if you have a really big library with many, many thousands of books. Of course, the Dewey Decimal System goes back to 1876. It's a metric-based system. It organizes library material by fields, 10 main fields that were divided into smaller fields and then specialized areas. Libraries all over the world, almost every library in the world uses the Dewey Decimal System. It's a must-have. You got to have it. You go to the library. This is what I'm looking for. You go to the card catalog and online now or their deal, and you use the Dewey Decimal System. It's the only. If you're going to have that many books in one location, you got to keep track of them. By the way, it is metric-based, and did you know that the only 3 countries in the world who don't use the metric system are Myanmar, Liberia, and us? They tried to teach us the metric system when I was in elementary school. Didn't quite catch on. 29 minutes after the hour. Today in history. Happy birthday, Mississippi is 202 years old today. Mississippi was admitted as the 20th state in the Union on this date, December 10th, 1817. There's the Mississippi flag. It's the Magnolia State. Mississippi was the last dry state in the Union. Alcohol was prohibited statewide in Mississippi until 1966. As you might imagine, they were also the last state to ratify the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. They didn't get around to doing that until 1984. And of course, they were also the last state to ratify the 13th Amendment. The only 2 states in the Union that are losing population are West Virginia and Mississippi. They've actually lost population over the last 10 years. Mississippi is number 1 in, blood pressure, diabetes, the highest rate of infant mortality, but they're number one in church going. Yeah, more people in the state of Mississippi per capita attend church every week than any other state in the union. Happy 202nd birthday to Mississippi. We lost Otis Redding on this date 52 years ago today. The great Otis Redding, one of my all-time favorites. Got some video for you. I'll talk about it. Otis and his backup band, the Barkays. They crashed in the icy waters of Lake Monoma, just outside of Madison, Wisconsin, on this day back in 1967. Otis Redding was killed. His valet, the pilot of the plane, and 4 members of the Barkays are all killed. The only survivor, trumpet player Ben Cawley, who unbuckled his seatbelt when he realized that the plane was going down. He unbuckled his seatbelt, was able to swim free and hang on to a seat cushion and kept him afloat in the icy waters of the lake. The other members of the traveling entourage were unable to unbuckle their seatbelts, and they went down with the plane. By the way, the cause of the crash was never determined. Otis Redding was 26 years old. The biggest heist in Japan history took place 51 years ago today. I love this story. December 10th, 1968. It has never been solved. It's been known far and wide as the 300 million yen robbery. Now, 300 million yen in 1968 was about $1 million in 1968 exchange rates. What happened is they had 300 million yen in metal boxes in the trunk of a car, and 4 employees of a bank were driving from the bank to the headquarters of the Toshiba Corporation. They had all this money in the trunk of the car. It was the holiday bonuses for the employees of Toshiba in cash. Well, they got pulled over by a uniformed police officer on a police motorcycle. The officer said, "We just got word that the manager of the bank that you work for, his house was blown up. And we also have a tip that there's dynamite planted in this very car." So they all got out of the car, and the police officer went underneath the car, and he came back out. He says, "There's dynamite, it's gonna blow." And everybody ran, and the police officer got in the car and drove off with $1 million in cash. It's never been solved, by the way. And finally, 36 years ago today, the very last NFL football game played at the late lamented Shea Stadium. The Jets played their last game at Shea. They moved the next year to the Meadowlands. They lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, 34-7. It did not go well. They knew for a long time that the last game at Shea was going to happen before they moved. So the fans had a little too much imbibing, and they started to rip the place apart. They took apart benches. They took chairs back home with them. And then when the game was over, they stormed the field, tore down the goalposts at one end of the stadium, at Shea Stadium. They look like they just won the championship. Nope, they didn't. It's just the last game. The police were completely overwhelmed. The police eventually just went back inside the bowels of the stadium and said, "Do whatever you got to do." They ripped up the sod. They tore down the goalposts on the other side of Shea Stadium as well. The last football game at Shea happened on this date in 1983. Let's do some birthdays for you. Chet Huntley, the American journalist, one half of the Huntley-Brinkley Report, born in Montana in this state in 1911. He was a Montanian through and through. When he retired, he moved back to Big Sky Country, started his broadcasting career at Cairo in Seattle, moved on to KHQ in Spokane, eventually into Los Angeles, eventually the Huntley-Brinkley Report, and eventually became a broadcast legend. The great Chet Huntley was born in this state in 1911. Died at the age of 62 of stomach cancer in 1974. The Huntley-Brinkley Report was by far the most popular nightly news broadcast almost during its entire 14-year run on NBC. Lori Partridge is 67 years old today. Come on, get happy. Lori Partridge and Grace Van Owen, of course, from LA Law. I'm talking about Susan Day, the American actress, retired now, 67 years old today. Happy birthday, Susan Day. Happy birthday, Bobby Flay. My favorite celebrity cook. I like watching Bobby Flay. Every time I watch somebody cook something really good on television, I just get hungry. But Bobby Flay is terribly entertaining. The chef and author, Bobby Flay, 55 years old today. And Sultan Kosin celebrates a birthday today. Sultan Kosin is a farmer from Turkey. He's 37 years old today, and he's 8 feet 3 inches tall. He is the tallest living person in the world. Happy birthday, Sultan Kosin, 37 years old, to 8 feet 3 inches tall. I thought I was tall. Let's do a little shop talk before we move on to Mike McNaughty and my conversation with our friends at the AppleSox. First of all, Remember we talked about the Campbell's destination deal? It went so well for the month of November. They were just going to do it for the month of November. And then they said, nerds to that. We like it. Let's keep it going. So I don't know how long this is going to last, at least through December. So take advantage of it. We've talked about this. It's the locals discount. It's for locals only at Campbell's Resort at the bottom of Lake Chelan. Rooms start at just $95 a night. Rooms start at just $95 a night. All you have to do is be a local, be from the North Central Washington area. They're going to give you that room rate. Again, rooms starting at just $95 a night. Perfect for a weekend getaway. Give Campbell's a call and say, I live around these parts and I want to head to Campbell's for a couple of days and just chill out. You can do it. And once again, the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive is well underway. We need you folks. We need you to participate. It's a short week. It's a short season, remember, this year because Thanksgiving came so late. So everything's kind of compact now. The Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. When you're out and about, all we're asking you to do is buy a new unwrapped gift and drop it off at any of our sponsor locations, and we'll make sure the kids that need them get them. All right, the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and special thanks to Les Schwab for leading the way. Going to take a break. Got an opinion from Mike Magnotti in my conversation with Ken Osborne and Allie Schank for the Wenatchee AppleSox. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.
Hi, I'm Ricardo, and this is Amanda, and we are from Impact Auto Sales.
From our staff here at Impact Auto Sales, we want to wish you happy holidays. With our wide selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, let one of our friendly sales staff help you find the vehicle that fits your lifestyle. We have financing available for all credit types and great low rates for first-time buyers. Call us today at 888-8000 or stop by 3522 State Highway 97A in Wenatchee. Impact Auto Sales, where we strive to make an impact on your life and not your wallet.
It's time to renew your body and mind. It's time for Stressless. Now at Boswell's, save $200 on Stressless seating with a minimum $50 donation to charity, or $400 on Stressless Mayfair, featuring innovative ergonomic comfort systems and multiple sizes for a personalized fit. Don't wait. It's time for Stressless. Proud to be endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
When the time comes to propose, when you want to celebrate a birthday or an anniversary, when you want to mark a special milestone in someone's life, Clark's Jewelry has been providing quality jewelry at a fair price since 1977. Diamonds, gemstones, watches, necklaces, earrings, rings. Their professional staff will take the time and care to help you find the perfect piece of jewelry. Clark's Jewelry, always quality jewelry at a fair price.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, when I was a cop in Wenatchee for 20 years, I have to admit, I'm a junkie for TV shows, was then, am now. TV shows and movies. I have seen every episode of Hill Street Blues, every episode of Law & Order, Blue Bloods, and NYPD Blue. Now, I've watched these things so often that my wife thinks I'm demented. And the one thing I've noticed about all these shows, the one common denominator is that it is incredibly easy to handcuff people on TV. I don't care what the bad guy is doing, fighting, running. As soon as they're tackled or thrown to the ground or pushed against a fence, their hands immediately go behind their back. And then the cuffs are applied effortlessly. It's like a miracle. Too bad it wasn't like that in real life. This is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and that's my opinion.
Come find your holiday gifts at Antique Mall at Cashmere this holiday season. With 15,000 square feet to explore, Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone, from coin enthusiasts to avid collectors. For do-it-yourselfers, this is the place to find your next repurposing project. What a great way to make your holiday gifts for someone special. Using your keen eye to make something old and new again. Discover your next holiday gift in the Antique Mall at Cashmere. Stop on by today.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Here it is, the dead of winter. Christmas is coming. Let's talk baseball. Let's talk AppleSox baseball. They have an open invitation to come and see me whenever they want. And by golly, Allie and Ken have taken me up on that. Allie Schank is to my immediate left. She's the assistant. What is your official title, Allie?
The assistant general manager.
The assistant general manager. So what would make your title there, Ken?
That would make me general manager.
General manager.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's Ken like as a boss?
Pretty laid back.
Pretty laid back.
Pretty easy guy.
Yeah. We're here to talk AppleSox baseball. Allie Schank and Ken Osborne. Ken hasn't been on the show in a long time. It's good to see you again, my friend.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, it's good to always talk AppleSox baseball, even though it's Christmas time. We got a lot to touch on. But first things first, pretty exciting news. The All-Star Game is coming back to Paul Thomas Senior Field. I can't remember the last time you guys hosted it.
It has been over 10 years since we hosted the All-Star Game, and it was a big success back then, and it'll be a lot of fun this time, too. It's you get the best players from the whole league that come out. You get usually about 25 to 30 of the pro teams send scouts specifically for that game. And it'll be a fun night with the best of the best.
And how does that happen? Is it like you're in rotation? If you want it, you get it? Or how does a team from the West Coast League get awarded the All-Star Game?
That's kind of how it works. We try to spread it out league-wide so that everybody has a chance to host. There are certain teams that have turned it down. Just because maybe they don't have the staff or the operations to take care of it that season. This year it came up for us and we grabbed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you have the staff and the infrastructure to put it together.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, which is one of the cool things about the AppleSox, having worked with the AppleSox, having televised games this last summer. You guys are always easy to work with. Always easy. Everybody, Allie and you and Joel and
Well, hope
Jose.
so. We try.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just supposed to be fun. So, working with our partners, and we appreciate you guys and all the support you show us, and all of our fans and our host families and our sponsors. That's kind of what makes the AppleSox fun. Is it's small town community fun.
The All-Star Game, is it going to have the home run derby and all that other stuff?
That's still to be determined because they've changed the All-Star Game to where it is now just a one-day event.
Okay.
To try to shorten the season. And so with that in mind, we're wondering whether we have time for the home run derby or not. But we'll do something special for that night other than just the game.
And I know there's a lot of coaches who just don't like it because it screws up the swings of their players occasionally.
Absolutely. You're not always supposed to swing for the fences. And home run derby, that's exactly what you do. And so, I think we may not see the home run derby, but we might see something different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Allie, I'm on your website, applesox.com, and I'm at the team shop. You guys got a lot of great presents for the holiday, for the AppleSox fan on your holiday shopping list. You got some good stuff here.
Yeah, we definitely do. We actually just opened up our online holiday Christmas shop, so that's This is going live for the first time today.
Okay.
So you are browsing this.
Oh,
You're a
good.
beta tester over here.
There's some mistake on the prices, though. I mean, $20 for a shirt, you can charge twice that and be happy with it. That can't possibly be right. So all the different hats. I love the 20th anniversary hat, and I love the jerseys you guys did last year. The special jerseys.
They were fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they got auctioned off at the end of the year, and they went quickly. Everybody liked those jerseys as well.
But to me, the best promotion and the funnest promotion, I know because I got them both. I got the Marco Gonzalez bobblehead, and I got the Coyote bobblehead. The bobbleheads were a huge success this year, weren't they? Yeah. Whose idea was that?
You know, I think it might have been Allie's. Allie and Joel, our broadcaster and communications director.
Right.
Yeah, it's just another way to thank fans for coming out to the games. Everybody loves, bobbleheads. They're lots of fun to have on your desk, and so we were lucky enough to find a couple of sponsors that wanted to participate with us.
Thank you to the IBEW and Denny's, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep. For doing the bobbleheads, and
Okay.
so
Amazing.
very
What
good.
kind of super duper cool holiday gift deals do you have that people can look forward to?
So one cool thing that we're doing is I should have brought you one. We're doing ornaments, and so if you purchase anything off our website, we're also including an ornament for the next 2 weeks, I believe.
Yeah.
And so that will be tossed in with your order.
Does it look like a baseball?
Kind of. It's
It's-
a little bit round. Says socks,
It's got a
but
snowflake instead of
okay.
baseball in the middle,
Yeah.
so it's cute.
Okay, and that's for any purchase that you throw in.
Absolutely.
Now, can you simply go by your offices too during the day? Or
Yes,
is
you
that-
can.
Okay.
Yep, 610 North Mission. We're in Suite 204.
Can't miss it.
Yep.
You guys have been there forever.
For a long time.
For a long time.
Yep.
What is it that you guys are doing this time of the year? They it's baseball, it's December. They're not doing much of anything. That's a misnomer, isn't it, Allie?
Oh, well, yeah.
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 How do you fill your time this time of the year?
With a ton of different things. We're doing sponsorships. We're talking about what we're doing for 2020. We're looking at different game nights, and we're hoping to toss in some huge specialty nights. I know we had talked about doing a Christmas in July, and so that's a big possibility for us.
Okay.
But there's a lot of stuff in the works in December. It's not just us lounging around tossing baseballs around. So we're doing a bunch of stuff. We're doing everything from merchandise to anything else that you could possibly think of.
And of course, and the AppleSox have a new skipper. You got a new manager coming in.
We
Yep,
do.
we do.
Yeah. Coach Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Lower Columbia. He's the assistant head coach down there. The associate head coach down there. And we were just really impressed with him. And we've always had a good relationship with their program. They've been very successful, and they always have put out quality players, not just on the field, but also quality players off the field. So that's what we're looking for. And Ian's very excited to come to Wenatchee.
Talk about the decision-making process, because as soon as Kyle announced that he would be stepping aside after 3 years, leading the team back to the playoffs, and they made a deep run into the playoffs, you guys got a lot of resumes, because the word is out, the AppleSox is the kind of organization that people want to coach for and that kids want to play for. Walk me through the vetting process to whittle it all the way down before you finally made that final decision.
It's really tough. You just have to review a lot of different candidates and a lot of different material. It's so important. The job of the head coach is so important for the AppleSox, and they don't just manage on the field, but like I said, they manage off the field. They are really a big part of your team. They are the face of the organization on the field, and so you want to find the right person. And so you spend a lot of time talking with different applicants, and that's phone conferences, in person if you can. But we had so many people apply, even from around the different. Around the states and around different countries, that you don't always have a chance. But Ian came up as what we felt was the best all-around candidate by far. I think he'll do a great job.
And of course, there's a lot of road tripping and a lot of time on the bus. And when you're on the road, the coach is in charge of these kids, and they're still kids in many respects.
Absolutely.
And so you have to walk that fine line between we want to go out and we want to play baseball and we want to have fun playing baseball on the road, but on the other side, you gotta crack the whip sometimes.
Yeah.
You do. Go ahead.
And I think that's definitely a big thing that when we were considering our head coach was just making sure that they were someone who would be a really all around a really good person and a good role model for these players, because a lot of what they learn during the summer is honestly how to work with a team. It's not really about the baseball, the fine tuning, because they know all those mechanics when they come in to play the game in the summertime. It's more about how you learn as a representative of the team and learn how to potentially play in the major leagues. So it's more about the persona behind it and not really about the skills and everything.
Yeah, you can be a great baseball player, but if you don't have your act together from a maturity standpoint, you're probably not going to go very far.
No, and you won't be in Wenatchee very long
No,
either.
you won't be.
No, there are so many people that would like to play for the AppleSox that you really have to be a special kind of player, not just on the field, but you have to be outgoing and community minded when you're here in Wenatchee as well. That's a big part of what we do, and they know that. The players know that coming in.
They represent they're representing this town, even though it's
Yes.
it's a transitional time in their lives. They'll always going to remember the time that they spent in Wenatchee playing for the AppleSox, but they're out there representing this little community when they're out and about doing things, being going to schools or autograph parties or whatever. They're out there doing that kind of stuff, and they got to.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the fun. I think they enjoy that. I don't think they get to do that a lot at their college programs. So when they come to a summer program like Wenatchee, it's more like pro ball, where you're expected to do some of the community-minded things. And I think the guys really enjoy that. Every time we talk to them, we always have lots of people that sign up to go do the wiffle ball games at the daycare centers or the YWCA or the YMCA and things like that. So we have lots of guys that want to do those things.
Yeah. And the camps, you guys always put on the camps.
Yes, we're gonna have 3 this year again.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're really the most fun you can have as a little kid in the summertime in Wenatchee. Yeah.
One of my favorite moments that happened in the year that just passed. Again, we televised a number of games. There's a 5 or 6 year old kid. The game was over, and he went out in the field and got autographs from these AppleSox players. And the AppleSox players didn't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah.
You want me to sign something for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was. They were like, okay. Nobody's ever asked me for an autograph before.
Yeah.
So.
To the kids in the valley, I think they look at the AppleSox players just like they would the Mariners.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Schedule is set. You can go on to the website and check out the schedule.
Absolutely.
So the usual rivalries are back. We got Walla Walla on the docket. We got Yakima on the docket.
Yep.
All the teams that we'd love to beat.
Absolutely.
That kind of deal. And of course, are you still filling in the non-leagues, or are they done? With that?
We're done now.
Okay.
We've got those all in place, and we've brought in the Cascade Collegiate League All-Stars. So they'll come in for a couple of games, and then we have a PIL team from our old league that always comes in too. So
that league is still around?
It is.
Okay.
It's a little bit different model than ours.
Yeah.
I've been very proud of how the West Coast League has grown throughout the years and just gotten better and better, while some of the other collegiate leagues have struggled, and our league is going strong. And that's
the thing I like about the West Coast League that this jumps out at me every time is all the owners and all the front office people, but specifically the ownership group of each of the teams. They're baseball people.
Yeah.
They're into baseball. Jose's into baseball. He's not, there's a dollars and cents and a bottom line involved in this. It's a business, but the bottom line is he's a baseball fan.
Huge baseball fan.
Yeah, which makes going to work so much easier.
Absolutely. He loves the game, loves going to the games. That's the highlight of, I think, his year. And so it makes it fun, and that's contagious.
Host families, Allie. There's always you always look for host families, aren't you? That doesn't change, right?
Always looking for host families.
And my good friend Marcy, class of '83, shout out, is doing her thing again this year. She's in charge of it.
Yes, she's still our host coordinator. She's awesome. So.
Okay, so people are out there saying I got a spare bedroom or whatever, and they'd love to have an AppleSox player. First of all, what does it entail, and how does it go about doing it?
So as a host family, you get tickets to the AppleSox games, so you get to go and watch your player actually play over the summer, which is awesome. And it basically the guys are gone half the summer, and so they're
even when they're in town, they're at the ballpark a lot.
Yes,
they're normally
very
at the
busy.
ballpark.
Yeah.
So they basically don't spend a lot of time at home, which is nice, but also not so nice for the host parents who actually want to get to know the kids and play ball with them and stuff like that. But for the most part, they're normally quiet. They normally kind of keep to themselves, and you just have to provide a room and a bed. And that's it.
That's about it. So
A few dinners, that would be nice.
Yep.
Yeah. Throw in dinner, throw in an extra plate of dinner, and then you're pretty much
Wouldn't
good.
mind feeding them. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
So anything else while I have you here? We got the new coach. It's holiday season. Get your buy anything and get yourself an ornament. All-Star game. What host families? Am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so. That's pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad for.
That's great
for a guy with a slow leak in his head. I can come up with some pretty good stuff there. Have a great hot stove league. Yeah, and as soon as we get fired up and get closer and closer to the baseball season, I love baseball. It's my favorite sport.
Mine too.
My viewers will know that. Although I must say I'm in the minority here at the TV station. I'm a baseball fan. Eric is a baseball fan. Grant kind of follows baseball, and the rest of them they don't know or don't care.
Well, that's okay.
That's okay. I'm working on it.
That's right.
Every day I'm working on it.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a huge baseball fan to enjoy coming out to a summer
the
evening
whole deal.
at the AppleSox.
Yeah. I mean, right, the ketchup and mustard braces are worth the price of admission alone.
There you go.
So there you go. Allie, it's good to see you. Say hi to Joel for me. Right? Ken, as usual, say hi
Thanks
to
for
Jose.
having us.
Yeah, anytime. Go AppleSox and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, absolutely. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCP Live channel. We'll be right back.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We'll do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires. Well, more like Les Schwab alignment and brakes and shocks and wheels and tires. Now, some tire places don't offer all that. They only sell tires. And we're not sure how they sleep at night, because all those services affect things like steering and stopping. That's why we offer more than tires to help keep you safe. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community.
See us at the Plaza in Chelan for all your holiday needs.
And we're back on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We try to end this program where we began this program about an hour ago, and that's with that all-important weather forecast from our friends at Patriot Plumbing. National Weather Service says not a lot happening today, but things are going to get rather interesting later on today. Once we get to about 4 o'clock this afternoon, could get a little bit of rain, and then we could get a rain-snow mix later on tonight. Basically, the best chance of snow will be between about 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Then it kind of tapers down a little bit. So we're not expecting any significant snowfall. However, tonight could get a half an inch of snow overnight into early Wednesday morning. It's going to be cloudy, going to have some patchy freezing fog. And here on the valley floor, we could get just a skiff of snow, just enough to make our Wednesday morning commute rather interesting. So we're looking at a high today of about 35, 30 for the overnight low tonight. Lots of clouds on Wednesday. Again, a little bit of light snow possible Wednesday morning during your commute. Wednesday night cloudy, overnight low of about 32. A slight chance of a rain-snow mix, switching over to just plain rain on Thursday. As you can see, we're going to get up to 41 degrees by Thursday. That's well above normal. 44 with some sun breaks on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The nature of this wave that's coming through is very fast-moving, which means any snow accumulations are not going to be very much, just a trace of snow here and there. But mountain passes are going to get a lot of snow, just a heads up, especially starting Wednesday night and going all the way through Friday. There you go. That's your forecast, and that's a wrap on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.